Hello friends, Ace for 10, next episode. In this episode, we'll be discussing a new chapter. That is what most of the students requested after finishing respiration, plant growth, photosynthesis, cell cycle, living world. So 5 chapters already discussed. Now, plant kingdom. So I will share the screen so it will be convenient for you. I think screen came. So we can proceed. This is Unit 1, Diversity in the Living World, of which we will be discussing Chapter 3, Plant Kingdom. And what all things we'll be learning in this chapter? 5 groups of plants: algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. And in this episode, what all things we'll be discussing? Here you can find it. It is introduction, different types of classification, then algae. Among algae, 3 groups: chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, rhodophyceae, and economic aspect that will be coupled with each plant group. Then 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question. So we can proceed. So these 5 diagrams, they are representing algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Now when we start with this discussion as an introduction, see, in biological classification, a chapter is there that we'll be doing after 1 or 2 chapters. There is a system of classification called 5 kingdom classification, proposed by Whittaker 1969, where we can find a kingdom, plant kingdom. And in this chapter, we'll be discussing other classifications as well as different groups within the plant kingdom. And 5 groups among plant kingdom we'll be discussing, and the topics will be in this episode undergoing discussion will be or including algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperms. So today we'll be discussing different types of classification as well as algae. So we can start with the different types of classification. Here you can find. So when we start with the different types of classificatory system, according to NCERT, 3 we have to learn initially, after that 3 types more. So first is artificial system, second is natural system, third is phylogenetic system. So we'll be starting with artificial system of classification. So artificial system, that itself indicates it is artificial. That way it means not natural, that way the term comes. And this system is otherwise called sexual system, specifically Linnaean system. Linnaean system is called sexual system because he used androecium for classification. And 2 famous scientists, classical scientists, comparatively primitive type of classification. One is Aristotle, we know, father of biology, Aristotle. Then Carl Linnaeus, father of taxonomy, living world we studied. This all, their classificative system belongs to artificial system. I think first page is clear, so we can proceed to second page. This is one of the earliest system of classification. And remember, only external characters will be considered because at that time only that much development. So naturally, typically characters like habit. Habit means physical appearance of a plant, color, leaves, their size, shape. So this way the things going on. So that all indicates mainly vegetative characters will be considered. In the system for Linnaeus, androecium structure also considered. So Linnaean system is otherwise called sexual system. And what are the main drawbacks of Linnaean system or this artificial system? Since ancient type, no much scientific application because development was not that much progressed. So 1, separation of closely related species, since only few characters only considered. Second, equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characters were given. See, vegetative characters can change in the sense height of the plant, number of flowers, all can change. But sexual characters will not change because 5 stamens in a flower means that entire species will be only 5 stamens. So equal weightage given is not scientifically explainable. So these are some drawbacks of artificial system. So automatically next system came natural system of classification. 2 most famous scientists, George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. Both photographs are given there with their lifespan, everything. So this system is more developed than artificial system, and it is based on more scientific aspects like natural affinities among the organism. Then considered characters also include external features, internal features, ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology, and phytochemistry. So more scientific in nature. 1862, Benjamin Hooker wrote famous book Genera Plantarum, where natural system of classification is given. Then Carl Linnaeus also written in 1753, but it is artificial system of classification. Linnean system. Popular name, sexual system for Linnean system. Then, next is, we have to proceed with the main drawbacks of natural system by Benjamin Hooker. See, placement of Orchidaceae. Orchidaceae is a advanced monocot family. So what B&H done, when they classified monocot, they kept Orchidaceae in the beginning. Normally, in the beginning, comparatively primitive families, and end that will be more advanced family. So placement of Orchidaceae is wrong. Then placement of Gymnosperm after dicot. Normally we know Gymnosperm, Angiosperm. So Gymnosperm should be before Angiosperm. So what they done here, first they place dicot, then Gymnosperm, then monocot. That way they classify. So after dicot only they place Gymnosperm, even though Gymnosperm is primitive than dicots, because dicot is an Angiosperm. Now, development of synthetic groups to accommodate certain families and plants. So that indicates some deficiency in B&H system. So again, next one came, it is called phylogenetic system. So phylogeny means connected with evolution. Two most famous scientists, photograph given here, Engler and Prandtl, both were Germans. And the book is Die Naturlichen, Pflanzen Familien, means natural plant families. ENP system has got again some deficiency. Predominant among it is placement of monocots before dicot. Monocot is advanced than dicot, so classification after dicot only monocot should come. But in EAP system, monocot they place first, then only dicot. But phylogenetic system is supposed to be more scientifically valued system. It is based on evolution relation between various organisms. Assumption is base of this classification. That is, assumption is organisms belonging to the same taxa have a common ancestor. Based on it, the system developed. Assumption. I think idea clear to all of you. Now we can proceed to next one. Next, we have to proceed with the branches of taxonomy. So when we discuss branches of taxonomy, 3 branches they are given here in NCERT. That's important also. First is numerical taxonomy, otherwise called phonetics. Here you can find it. What is done in phonetics? Maximum characters can be analyzed. Computer must be there. It has to be utilized. Number and codes will be assigned. And number and codes like plus, minus, 0. 0 means data not available. At the same time, many characters can be analyzed. Same time, many characters. So with the help of computer, that is numerical taxonomy or phonetics, including codes will be provided. Next is cytotaxonomy or karyotaxonomy. It is based on cytological information like chromosome number, structure, behavior, etc. It itself is a question. Now comes chemotaxonomy. It is based on chemical constituents of plants, example DNA, RNA, protein crystals, etc. And that helps in resolving confusion and classification because biochemistry can solve many issues. I think branches of taxonomy clear to all of you, 3 branches. Now we'll be entering into algae. Today we'll be discussing algae and the economic side. Next episode, Bryophyte, Pteridophyte, after that Gymnosperm, Angiosperm, etc. So algae we can proceed. Everything I written, this will be easy for you. Study of algae is called algology or phycology. Father of Indian algology or phycology is M.O.P. Iyengar. So person M.O.P. Iyengar, 1886 to 1963. And he done more works in Spirogyra, different types of conjugation. And he also discovered a rare specimen or heterotrichous terrestrial algae, Fritziella. Heterotrichous, different type systems. Fritziella. Why that name came? That is interesting how the Fritziella came, land algae, heterotrichous. Father of algology, when we generally say worldwide, it is F.E. Frisch. Here you can find. To respect F.E. Frisch, M.O.P. Iyengar given the name Fritziella. Now, what are the general features of algae? Theory question. Find the odd one out that way. Algae are chlorophyll bearing, simple, thalloid, autotrophic, largely aquatic organism. That is what NCERT gives. Habitat. Habitat means place an organism live highly variable. Mainly aquatic, it can be freshwater or marine, or it can be on moist stones, soil, wood, symbiotic, parasitic, epiphytic, etc. So various types of habitats. Habit. Habit means physical appearance. Habit also highly variable. It can be unicellular, Chlamydomonas. It can be colonial and synovial, volvox. It can be filamentous, Phanerogams, ulothrix. It can be giant forms like kelps, macrocystis, brown algae. And in algae, you cannot find vasculature. It is absent, vasculature absent. Reproduction, 3 methods possible. Like 3 methods for any case: vegetative, asexual, sexual. Vegetative mainly done by fragmentation. Asexual mainly by spores. It is motile spores. Generally, it is called zoospores or planospores. Sexual sex organs will be non-jacketed and unicellular. That is producing gametes, fusion of gametes. And 3 types are available for sexual reproduction: isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy. So isogamy means in eulothrix. Typical example, filamentous algae. Gametes are flagellated, similar in size. That is why the term iso. In size, I wrote there, forget to write. In Spirogera, gametes non-flagellated and similar. Similar in the sense in size. So isogamous, under isogamous, 2 types important for exam. In eulothrix, gametes are flagellated, similar in size. Isogamous, in Spirogera, gametes are non-flagellated and similar. Similar means in size. Second is anisogamous. Anisogamous means dissimilar gametes. Example is Eudorina. Third one, most advanced type of sexual reproduction is called oogamous. Male gametes, motile or non-motile, fuses with large non-motile female gamete. So oogamous, most advanced form of sexual reproduction. Male gametes are motile or non-motile, fuse with a large non-motile female gamete. Typical example is, you can find here, volvox and fucus. Polysiphonia red algae, both gametes are non-motile, again comes under oogamous. I think that idea clear. Remember, isogamous 2 items will be there. One is eulothrix, one is Spirogera. Eulothrix, it is flagellated, similar in size. Spirogera, non-flagellated, is important question, NCERT based. Now we have to proceed with the classification of algae. So for classifying, some criteria should be there. What are the criteria? That itself is a theory question. 4 features will be considered mainly. 1, pigments. 2, flagellation. 3, storage products. 4, cell wall chemistry. 4 items. And based on these features for NCERT, 3 classes has been identified, or 3 groups for us to learn. That include Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae. These are the 3 algae group you have to learn. So first is Chlorophyceae. Common name is green algae. Main pigments: chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, carotene. A and B main. Plant body may be unicellular, filamentous, colonial, etc. And color of the body is usually grass green. Chloroplast having different shapes. That is cup, disc, plate, star, ribbon, network. And this event is called chloroplast polymorphism. And the diagrams of different shapes I put in page number 7. When we reach there, I will show you. Now, storage bodies are called pyrenoids, seen in chloroplast. Components of pyrenoid contain protein and starch. In some algae, food is stored in the form of oil droplets. Chlorophyceae membranes has got rigid cellulosic cell wall. And there is an outer layer of pectose, slippery in nature. Spirogera slippery, pectose. Vegetative reproduction mainly by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction mainly by flagellated zoospores. So motile spores are called planospores. And that is produced inside the structure called zoosporangium. Sexual reproduction have variation. It can be isogamous, anisogamous, oogamous type. And typical example for Chlorophyceae, Chlamydomonas, volvox, eulothrix, Spirogera, Cara, etc. There will be an odd one question. So 4, 5 members from Chlorophyceae, 1 from Rhodophyceae, find the order. Family belongs to Chlorophyceae. This way. Economic aspect. So I put in each group. Chlorophyceae, one of the largest algal group. And chloroplast polymorphism maximum seen in Chlorophyceae. In an aquatic system, suppose chlorophyce members are growing, they will be occupying upper surface of water body. Chlorella, an experimental organism from this group, antibiotic chlorellin also extracted. Cephalorus is a parasitic chlorophyceae member that will cause red rust of tea. Acetabularia, not an NCERT, but an important specimen used by Hammerling to establish nuclear grafting experiment. Acetabularia is one of the largest single-celled organism up to 10 centimeter. Then, Spirulina, according to some scientists, is Chlorophyceae. It is a green algae, highly proteinaceous and edible. These are the two photographs in NCERT. This is Volvox, this is Eurothrix. This filamentous Volvox is Xenobia. Xenobia practically means fixed number of cells arranged in a definite manner, even with a definite function. Remember, Volvox is motile. Here in diagram, it is not clear, it is motile. Outside there are motile structures. I think this page is clear. Now we can proceed to next page. So next group is Phaeophyceae, brown algae. Brown algae mainly have marine habitats. Basic pigments include chlorophyll A and C, fucoxanthin. Size is again highly variable. It will be a simple branched form as in Ectocarpus, profusely branched and giants as in kelps, macrocystis, reaching a height of 100 meters. And they also have carotenoids. Now color range. Olive green, not grass green. Grass green previous case is olive green to various shades of brown because brown algae, depending the amount of the xanthophyll pigment. Fucoxanthin present in them. This is from NCERT page number 26. Food storage. Food is stored in the form of laminar in mannitol as complex carbohydrate, NCERT. Vegetative cells have cellulosic wall covered by a gelatinous coating of algin. Previous case, pectin. Here it is algin on outside. In the plant body, we can find or identify three areas, three zones. One is hold fast. Here we can find hold fast for attaching to substratum. Second is type A stalk-like area. 3 frond or lamina, a leaf-like area for photosynthesis. So 3 areas. And they have air bladders. In the diagram you can find air bladders, especially large forms for keeping the buoyancy to float in water. Now comes vegetative reproduction. It will be normally by fragmentation, asexual reproduction, mainly by biflagellate zoospore, pear shape, and have 2 unequal flagella, which is laterally attached. And this type of flagellation is called heteroconflagellation in both. Bioclassification will be learning it. Sexual reproduction is isogamous or anisogamous or oogamous method. Union of gametes in water or within oogonium in oogamous species. Again, gametes are pyriform, have 2 laterally attached flagella. Now, economic aspect of brown algae like fucus, laminaria, etc., source of iodine. Algin is available in brown algae. Devil's apron, some species of brown algae. Here you can find laminaria. 3 areas. So just like an apron, you can find it. Brown algae usually is seen in little depth, not on the surface, generally a little bit below the surface. And generally in brown algae, unicellular forms are almost absent. That is regarding brown algae. Now we can proceed to the last group, red algae. When we come to red algae, Rhodophyceae, name red algae is due to the predominance of the red pigment or phycoerythrin in their body. Majority of the red algae are marine, with more concentration on warmer area. Red algae generally seen in depths. Deep they can occupy, since they got adaptation for absorbing sunlight even in such a depth. Phycoerythrin will be there, but they can also seen on well-lighted area, commonly depth. Otherwise, well-lighted area close to the surface of water. They are multicellular. Cell wall is cellulosic. Pectin also seen. Hydrocolloids like carrageen, agar, fumarate also seen. Stored food in the form of Floridian starch, structurally similar to amylopectin glycogen. It's an important question. Identify the algae group where Stored food is in the form of Floridian starch. For example, amylopectin and glycogen. Way to reproduction fragmentation. Asexual reproduction is by non-motile spores or planospores. Sexual reproduction is zoogamous, advanced. In life cycle, we can find complex post-fertilization development available. Repeated question. So example for algae, Polysiphonia, Gracilaria, Porphyria, Gelidium, etc. Pteridophytes also red algae that is in freshwater. Economic aspect. See, agar is used in soups, thickener, ice cream, etc. Agar is jelly-like, so agarose in molecular biology, a purified form of agar, it will be utilized. Bromine, it is obtained from this red algae. Keratin used in foods, agar also used in culture media. Arviella is a parasitic red algae. Now, hydrocolloids here you can find. Certain marine red and brown algae produces large amount of hydrocolloids having water holding capacity commercially used. Now, this is famous NCERT table. Usually 1 or 2 question comes. So each classes, common name, major pigments you can find A, B, A, C, A, D, etc. Then stored food. Good data they given. Then here you can find flagella and chlorophyceae 2 to 8 equal and apical this way. So it's important table, NCERT table. Don't leave it. Now we can proceed to next page. Hoping that it is clear. 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. Here I have drawn the chloroplast polymorphism, where you can find in chloroplast polymorphism, shape, cup shape 2, then girdle ulothrix, ribbon shape, spirally coil, then reticulate, star shape, etc. Match the following type question. Chloroplast polymorphism, bottom question. So I think it is clear. So we'll just pass through what all things we learned in this episode. This we can find we are starting a new chapter, that is Diversity in Living World Plant Kingdom, chapter 3. 5 items in that chapter, and these are the things we discuss in this episode. Introduction, different types of classification, algae, chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, rhodophyceae, economic aspect, and question. I think it is clear to you. If you like the episode, subscribe or like it, share it, comment on it. We can meet later. Thank you. Take care.